the Rangers Journal Night.
Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, depending on when you are watching this. You are watching the Rangers Journal, and this is the Lowdown with me, Doug. We are giving Lowdown tonight on Aberdeen, our opponents tomorrow, the Sunday 11th of May. And what is another pretty much dead rubber game for Rangers now? We have 3 games left, Aberdeen, Dundee United and Hibernian. Games that mean next to nothing for us, but do, and indeed will mean everything to those teams, as they are the 3 teams fighting out currently for third. Both Dundee United and Hibernian lost their games this afternoon, and so Aberdeen will be coming into this game with a will to win, to, I think, pop them up either equal or around about Hibs in the table, and get them potentially towards that third place spot. So, going immediately into the current form of the teams, it does not make for a pretty reading on the Rangers side. I think this is the first time in the Lowdown that I've had a Rangers current form without a single win in the listing. We've got 4 draws and the loss to Athletic Club in there. Going into this game, that's been really the struggle that we've been having over the last months, is just too many draws, dropping points in games, in addition to the occasional losses in there as well. Barry Ferguson still at this juncture looking for his first home win at Ibrox, which after this number of games is just really unthinkable at this point. Aberdeen, on the contrast, are coming in with 3 wins, a draw and a loss in their most recent game to St Mirren, so they will have a bit more confidence coming into this match. They did beat Hibernian in the game before to pull themselves within 3 points of them in third. And as I say, with Hibernian losing earlier this afternoon, Aberdeen will be looking to make up that gap, and that will give them that little extra urge. And I would say they come into these games with a bit of fire in their belly normally for games against Rangers, so it could be a very interesting one if Rangers do not come to the fore. In terms of the head-to-head, we obviously drew quite recently with them 2-2. Prior to that, we've got 3-0, a 3-0 victory. They've got 2-1. We were 2-1 and a 1-0. So, the form overall does lie on our side. But as I say, right now, I would not put too much into that. Rangers, of course, sitting second, 68 points from our 35 matches, while Aberdeen sitting fourth with 53, looking to get themselves on to 56. When we push on and look to what to expect from Aberdeen, obviously we played them very recently in that 2-2 draw, and nothing has really changed, so I'm not going to go through the whole of this again. So everything's on screen there for you to read. They are coming in probably with a 5-2-3-1, and with perhaps the most attacking midfielder potentially dropping on occasion, or if they want to be a bit more solid, which they might do, being an away game. But as I say, the big thing that may tell more than tactics is the mentality of the teams coming into this game. Aberdeen are coming into this with the opportunity to make up 3 points on Hibs and put them equal on points to get into that third position. So they'll be really gunning to try and get that spot going into the final 2 games of the season, with them knowing that we have their 2 main rivals to play. So if they can beat us and then we potentially beat Hibs and Dundee United, then that will be exactly what they will be wanting from these remaining games. So they have every reason to come into this game with a strong mentality, whereas we obviously are not playing well. We've nothing to play for, other than to get to the end of the season. The main thing, really, I think, is I hope the players put in a performance to give Barry Ferguson, that home victory at Ibrox, which I think I would like to see him leaving with at least that, in addition to the other sort of good things he has done while he's been here. In terms of Aberdeen's danger men, we've kind of gone through what I think the main sort of danger men are in the matches prior. So I'll just highlight a couple of extra players here that have been playing well for them. The main one is Leighton Clarkson, midfield. He's a decent player. 4 goals, 1 assist so far from his 31 matches. Tidy midfielder, not the greatest, but by no means the worst. I'd say probably Aberdeen's a good level for him to be playing at. He can cause trouble, though, if he is on form. and he does have good desire, which he's shown in the previous matches. So is someone to look out for in that central midfield area. On the wings, they have played him a little bit more centrally than he would normally play, but he does tend to play right wing as Topi Keskinen. Finnish, I think it is. He is a Scandinavian player. Again, a decent player. He came in as one of the new signings at the beginning of the season, played reasonably well, 5 goals and 2 assists. But as the season's gone on, much like Aberdeen themselves, he's kind of waned a little and not really shown much. But again, if he has a good game, he could do a little bit of trouble, but as I say, by this point in the season, we've gone over Aberdeen a few times already. So their main danger men have already really come to the fore. In terms of the Rangers 11, going into this game, we learned about Hadji injured and out for the remainder of the season. Could we have seen the last of him in the Rangers journey, perhaps? Perhaps. Sterling obviously picked up that injury, and I believe Yelma still has a knock as well. Other than that, I think the rest of the team are either fit or nearly there. Probably returned to training after his injury, so he's probably unlikely to turn out, but as I say, is coming back. Looking at the starting 11, Barry's been not one really to make major changes to the team, so it's perhaps folly to suggest any of the main players that have been getting picked. Kelly will likely continue in goal with a similar back four. Jeffrey, Enciala, Suter and Tavernier. It is good that we're getting to see Enciala play games and continue to develop. He is a player I think we could see more of next season as he's working his way into the team. Got Rasco and Diomande in the centre, and potentially maybe Barami keeps his place after playing reasonably well in some of the recent games that he's come into. And when he's been asked to do sort of more specific roles against Celtic, he's done well. So perhaps he comes in with an absence of Hadji, or indeed we might see potentially Rice playing, as well as he has had some minutes of late. Cherney is the sort of obvious choice on the right hand side. I hope we get to see Egerman maybe up front. Dessers can take a bit of a break. And then again, I'm going to beat this drum until the end of the season, and that is we need to see some more from Oscar Cortez. He's not been getting minutes, but he's a player that we have an obligation to buy, and so I think we really need to see a little bit from him, if nothing else, to give the fans a little bit of comfort that all is not lost on this player. So I'm hoping he got an opportunity against Aberdeen when we rested everyone for the European game. He didn't have the best of matches, but obviously he was coming in from a long time out, so that's maybe not to be surprised. So I think that's a good game to bring him back in against a team he's just played and so has gotten a bit of a feeling for, and hopefully can make some steps to improve. With that in mind, I'm going to pick him as the game changer. It could be a game changer more for his Rangers career and the view of him that fans hold. As I say, many fans are already written him off as a signing, despite the fact that he's not actually our player yet as of yet. He is still only 21 though, and it is a major injury that he suffered. That just the one and trying to get back from that can be a struggle. So I don't think all is lost yet. Obviously, if he's coming in on maybe a 4 or 5 year deal, we've got time to potentially bring him back into the fold, and for him to step up and show what he can do and show that his body is going to be rigorous enough to manage. So no goals or assists in this season as of yet, but he has scored in the previous season when we saw a little bit of him. Pass accuracy is reasonably good at 77, tackles 175%, so decent numbers for the small amount of game time that he's played. But as I say, I just really want to see a bit of him, see some minutes of him before we finish the season to kind of put him in a better position for moving forward. So finally, look at the predictions for the match. Looking at my last prediction, I predicted 2-2 for the Old Firm match. It ended 1-1. So right prediction, wrong score with that one. Could easily have been 2-2 or 3-3 with some of the chances that the teams had, but it ended up being a fairly tight affair. For this one, I'm really going to give the team a bit of a benefit of the doubt given their performances. But I really hope, as I say, that they do go out there with the mentality of, right, we need to do this for Barry, if nothing else, and get him that home win so that he can leave with that a win at Ibrox under his belt. So I'm going to predict 2-0 for Rangers in this game. see, hopefully we make it a nice, standard, predictable affair with just a nice run-of-the-mill 2-0 victory with no craziness or surprises. So that's it from me on the lowdown tonight. As I say, we will have 2 more to go before the season ends, and then we'll go into hibernation over the close season. We'll maybe look to bring you some different things over that period until the lowdown starts again in the new year for the new season. But yeah, as I say, hopefully we can go into the Aberdeen game, match the aggression that I think they'll bring, given that they're fighting for second. And as I say, give Barry a proper send off and getting a victory at home. We'll see if they can do that in this game or not. But obviously, time is running out in order to do so. So it's a case of now or never for this team. Things really are just kind of dwindling to the end, but hopefully, as I say, we can get there without too much trouble and too much craziness. They do have one more chance after this game to get that home win against Dundee United in the match after this. So let's see if they can, but hopefully they can get that done today, get that monkey off their back, and then we can end up with maybe 2 home wins under Barry's belt before he goes. But just leaves me for me to say, I hope you enjoy the game. Good luck to the Bears. So you've been watching the Rangers Journal, and every night is Rangers Journal night. And before I go, I'll just say thank you to our match sponsor, Off Through the Match I Go. They do bespoke football items, and you can go to their website, offtothematchigo.co.uk, and get 10% off with the code Journal10 at the checkout. So that's Journal10 at the checkout to get 10% off. You've been watching The Lowdown. My name is Doug. Thank you once again. See you soon.